Good afternoon. My job is to just very briefly explain what OGP is and how it works. What is this thing that France has joined today, and that that we're very grateful to be gathering for to celebrate. And it's kind of hard to believe that the Open Government Partnership is still only 2.5 years old. We're a kind of unique startup in international relations and international initiative that has a lot of excitement but a lot of challenges, and I'm sure we're going to be stronger from today onwards with France as members. And this afternoon we will obviously be updating our map to show that we now have 64 countries that are members of the OGP, with the current leadership being with the governments of Indonesia and Mexico, and 2 civil society representatives from Twaweza and the Revenue Watch Institute. And the 4 objectives of OGP when we started were around promoting transparency, empowering citizens, fighting corruption, and using technology to strengthen governance. These are not very new objectives. These are long-standing objectives for lots of international initiatives. But what we think is that OGP is a new model of achieving them. And this is primarily for 3 main kind of OGP components. The first is having a national action plan that contains very specific open government reform commitments with clear timelines, clear chains of accountability, and independently assessed by a group that is totally independent of the country, independent of us, and writes impartial reports assessing commitments and assessing consultation processes. And I think if you ask our founding 8 members, they would tell you there's no doubting the independence of that body. The second thing is around partnership. Our leadership is equal civil society and governments. Our steering committee is 9 civil society and 9 governments. But most importantly, in every OGP country, we require governments and civil society to work together on a national action plan, to co-create the commitments, but also to implement them together. The third thing is we have peer exchange and dialogue at the heart of OGP. And this is not only at summits and international meetings, it's also through the Open Government Awards, which were launched for the first time a couple of weeks ago and will be presented at the UN in September around citizen engagement projects. But it's also around linking up domestic reformers from around the world so they can share best practice and discuss common challenges. So what have we learned so far from the first few years, 2.5 years of OGP? We've learned that we really need ambition. We need commitments in national action plans to go beyond business as usual. This is not about repackaging current initiatives. It's also about adding new things that are politically ambitious and that involve government departments from across government making commitments. It's also about having responsive commitments, citizen engagement and consultation to really listen to the ideas, not just the old school top-down consultation model, but actually using citizen demand to create a better national action plan. And it's also about having things that are really relevant to transparency, accountability, and participation. So what do people put in these national action plans? And this is to give you an idea of open government and the breadth of issues that come under open government. This is not just an e-government initiative. It's not an internal administrative reform initiative. It's not even just an open data initiative. It's about politically stretching commitments in health, in education, in extractive industries, in political financing, in corruption and company ownership. Open government is a huge range of issues, and we really encourage everyone to use OGP as a platform to get these politically ambitious commitments and then implement them. And we provide examples through the Open Gov Guide, which can help give some ideas for what France might be interested in including. And it's great that that's now been translated into French. So 2.5 years on, is this all just words? Is it just nice speak but no real results? Well, the honest answer is, after 2.5 years, it would be too easy to say what our impact has been, too early to say what our impact has been. But we have some impressive headlines, I think. So over 1,000 open government reform commitments have been made through the Open Government Partnership. Just under a third of those are brand new commitments. Just under 2/3 we judge to be of moderate or high impact, and just under half of those have already been completed. And many of the others will be completed in the coming year or so. And some of the initial success stories are a big deal. Freedom of information laws passed under OGP in Brazil, in Montenegro and Croatia, countries signing up to the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, countries doing their first open data portal, countries doing citizen budgets to involve citizens in the budget-making process, and many, many others. So we're confident now that 2.5 years into the Open Government Partnership, we're building a platform that really allows government reformers and civil society to work together on some of the biggest challenges that we both face. And we very much look forward to welcoming France's input, enthusiasm, and expertise into the Open Government Partnership. Thank you.